Hi, this is Coffee County Mayor Judd Matheny, and you're watching the Mayor's Message. Hi, I'm Coffee County Mayor Judd Matheny again, and we have a super special edition of the Mayor's Message. Not only do we have a great friend, but we have a great public servant for us and for Tennessee, and Secretary of State Tre Hargett. And he's here in Coffee County today to award some grants to our libraries and our historical society. He does that quite often. He's probably one of the most visible figures, I think, in state government. He's hands-on in every county in the state, and he's a great friend. And before I turn it over to you, Mr. Secretary, I want to tell my friends in Coffee County that when I was first elected as state representative, the very first man that shook my hand at the Capitol was Tre Hargett. At that time, he was the leader of the Republican caucus, and ever since then, he took me under his wing for a long time, and then when I could fly by myself, he was always there as my wingman, and I can't thank him enough for that. So, Mr. Secretary, if you'll tell our viewers a little bit about yourself.
Well, honor to be with you, Mayor. This is I consider you a great friend as well. And one thing I've told people about you over the years is that Judd Matheny is somebody I'm wanting my foxhole with me whenever times get tough. And you've always been a man of your word and someone who has been of great assistance to me and the state of Tennessee. So thanks for your service. And as Tennessee Secretary of State, we interact with counties across the state in multiple ways. And probably the thing that people recognize the most is our work with the election commissions. You mentioned libraries and archives. We play a tremendous role there, but we got 95 county election commissions across the state. And I work with Andy here in Coffee County. And our job is we're trying to make it in Tennessee where it's easy to vote but hard to cheat.
Yes, thank you.
And one of the things that we're really proud of is the last 2 years, Heritage Foundation has ranked Tennessee as #1 election integrity.
That's great. So, and that's hard work put into that, too.
It is. We're like the Georgia Bulldogs. We're going for a three-peat. Hopefully the Tennessee Vols are going to derail that this year, but we'll see how that goes. But we're working to make sure that people have the opportunity to vote, know that their vote's counted once, no more, no less. I also serve about 15 different boards and commissions that touch, State Building Commission, Tennessee Housing Development Agency, something that you would be familiar with as well as Tennessee Local Development Authority, where we do clean water and drinking water state revolving fund loans, as well as our work on the Tennessee Higher Education Commission. We play a role in the TCATs and the 2-year schools and all the public 4-year schools in the state. So we're like the Mikey of state government.
You are, absolutely.
And so you remember the old Mikey.
Mikey, he'll eat anything.
Give it to Mikey, he'll eat anything.
That's so true. When we were struggling with different pieces of legislation in the legislature, we were always thinking, where are we going to domicile this? Who's going to host it? Who's going to administer it? And eventually, if it was a project with good merits, Tre Hargett would always say, I will find a place for it.
Workers' Compensation Exemption Registry.
That's exactly right. I passed a law called the Workers' Compensation Exemption Registry, which allows an individual or a very small company to be able to exempt themselves from workers' comp, but still be able to bid on projects as if they were a larger company. And there's a process that you have to go through and some oversight, and he agreed to take that over. And it's been very, very successful. There's maybe 80 or 90,000 people plus that have registered for that. And I can't thank you enough for that. But that's the kind he's done that so many times. Worthy projects that needed a home, Secretary Hargett has found a way to make it work on so many things.
Well, we just believe that we're trying to serve our fellow Tennesseans, and we're trying to figure out how to get to yes. Like you said, if something's worthy, something's worth doing, we want it done right.
That's right.
And we know if we take it, we're going to take it and get it done right. And you'd be proud of the fact that I know originally y'all wanted the Department of Labor to have that. Mm-hmm. We had stepped up and said we would take it. Just in the last couple of years, the Department of Labor raised their hand and said, hey, we think that does make more sense over here. And we said, great, we're glad to turn it over to you. We've got that shifted. We've done that with other things.
I'm glad it's still alive.
It absolutely is. Helps a lot of Tennesseans in that way. So, we're just trying to be good stewards of taxpayer dollars, but not only taxpayer dollars, taxpayer time and resources as well. So it's a great opportunity for our fellow Tennesseans. I'm in now my 15th year of doing this, wrapping up my fourth term.
He has, to show you how much confidence he has from statewide, when he is elected to serve as Secretary of State, it's a 4-year term, and he is elected from the 33 members of the State Senate and the 99 members of the State House vote collectively for him. And so he has faith and confidence of the entire state, literally. And business services, let's talk about what you do real quick there. If you want to start a business in Tennessee and file your business documents, or a nonprofit,
So anytime somebody wants to start a for-profit or nonprofit corporation, a limited liability corporation, limited liability partnership, one of the first things they do is they come to us to form that entity. And not only do we do that, we do uniform commercial code filings. So a lot of lenders in the state, a lot of bankers work with us in that regard as well. And then on a lesser note, trademark, summons, apostilles. One of the lesser things that people know about is somebody gets ready to adopt a child internationally or gets ready to go study abroad. A lot of times a foreign government will require us to place an apostille verifying that it's a legitimate notary here in the state of Tennessee, and that foreign government will then recognize that notary. So, there's all kinds of things that we wind up doing that you look at me sometimes and say, gosh, you do that?
He does. I mean, he's literally right in the cogs and the gears of many aspects of state government, and he's in there turning the wrenches. It's easy to say, I want to do things, or things should be done, but somebody has to get in there and physically turn the wrenches and make it happen, put the people in place, put the programs in place. And he absolutely does that, and does a great job. And he touches our lives in many more ways than you would think. And he always has had a great saying that I've adopted, and that is that you only have one government. And that means it has to be the best it can be. You can't go down the street like a drugstore or an auto parts store and get another option. You only have one. So it needs to be fair, it needs to be objective, it needs to be open, and it needs to be responsive. And he has always said that, and I have also adopted that, and that's the way we try to run Coffee County too.
Well, the bottom line is, you have a heart for public service. I do too. When people come to government, it's not because they want to come to government. It's because they have to come to government, and we're the only game in town. So that, like you said, that makes it that much more important that we get it right, we get it done correctly, we get it done fast, and do it for the least amount of money and time possible. And I appreciate the fact you're bringing that energy and that focus to Coffee County. The future is so bright for this county down here, especially with you at the helm. There's so much opportunity. Great things are coming.
We have a great team in place. Our employees, our commissions, we have a committee system set up to handle what we have coming, and I really feel confident too. And I call it opportunity pains that we have, not growing pains, because what's coming our way is incredible. Secretary Hargett played an instrumental role in that, being on the State Building Commission. He is one of the few people that approve major projects for the state, major building projects, major developments. And we appreciate everything that you've ever done for Coffee County and that you continue to do, and for the state as a whole. And I'm proud to be your friend, and I look forward to many more years of working with you.
Good to see you, my man.
You too. Thank you. Thanks again for watching the Mayor's Message, and we'll see you again next week.